Hey guys, Stephanie and Peter back with Outdoor Dog today to talk to you a little bit about what to do with your dog when you're injured. This is a follow-up video to the one we just released about what ways you can kind of bring nature into your life if you're dealing with an injury or illness and can't get out and hike or kayak or boat and do the things that you love. One of the things that I found as I was trying to bring a little bit more nature into life while I was recovering from my injury was that Peter was not getting the same amount of exercise. We weren't hiking, we weren't kayaking, we weren't walking. So what do you do with your dog? There's a few things that we implemented to kind of give him something to do in a constructive way. The first was simply asking family for some help. My sister was awesome and she was always here helping out, and there were a few times where she was able to take Peter for a walk for me, which was huge, right? Someone I trusted could still take him and get him some exercise. So feel free, if you're in that situation, to ask some friends or family that you trust to help you with your dog. I'm sure they would be more than willing to take your pup out and play a little bit or take a walk. The other thing that I did for Peter was implement a lot more training sessions for him. So we do positive reinforcement-based training with a lot of choice and a lot of shaping. Shaping is just a training technique where the dog has to think a little bit more, so it helps tire them out a little bit because they're using their brain. We did a lot of work with some vet care behaviors of getting him comfortable with, say, a blood draw, or having him offer something like a chin rest so I could check his teeth or his eyes. We also did a little bit of canine musical freestyle, which is so much fun. Poised for Success Freestyle is an awesome way you can earn some titles with your dog by using a small space. So it's really kind of unique and was easy for us to do in my house. I don't have a lot of space, but we could train a little bit and submit some videos for titles, and it's so much fun. Again, that's Poised for Success Freestyle. The other thing I did with him is some enrichment. Enrichment is just things that is enriching to your dog's life, like food puzzles. You can purchase them at most stores, or if you do a quick Google, you can usually find how to make homemade ones. Our Indoor Dog series on the Outdoor Dog channel is a great place to find some fun things to do with your dog that can be enriching for them. You can also do something as simple as getting some pine cones and letting your dog sniff them. Maybe you bring them on your porch or in your house and let your dog kind of go to town. You might ask a friend to get a few leaves from their yard for your dog to sniff. Anything like that can really help them. Lastly, we did a lot of play. I feel like sometimes when I talk to people, they think that playing with their dog has to be kind of a bigger thing. So if you're doing something like tugging with your dog or running around with them, you have to exert a lot more energy, and it might be hard if you have an injury or an illness. But for Peter and I, we just played on the couch or played on the bed. I didn't have to do that much work, with the toy. He does have steps to get on and off the bed and on and off the couch, so he wasn't flying off my furniture if I threw the toy. But I was able to just sit there, and he kind of did all the work, right? Which was really, really nice. Of course, be careful with that if your dog gets super excited about life in general and wants to pounce on you, so please be careful. The other thing you can do is play with food. Maybe your dog doesn't like toys, or maybe your dog likes both. You can do things like hide kibble throughout the house or toss kibble down your hallway. You can also do something that I call cookie scribbles. For cookie scribbles, you take a handful of kibble or treats and you just throw them in your yard and tell your dog to go get them. It's kind of like if you guys have seen snuffle mats. Grass is kind of like nature's snuffle mat. So your dog can search through the grass to get the treats. Lastly, you can also play different games with your dog. We played things like hide and seek, or we made up games. I threw a blanket over my head and Peter had to come in the blanket to find me. All sorts of cool games that you can play with your dog without having to run around or exert a whole lot of energy. Again, some of these games, just be careful if your dog gets super excited. I certainly don't want you to get hurt. But those are just a couple of ideas. Again, you can ask a friend or family, do some training, try something like food puzzles, or play with your dog. No, it might not replicate exactly what you're doing on a hike, but it's still a great way to give your dog something to do while you recover. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Feel free to like and subscribe. Thanks so much.